Welcome back to Sideline Scoop. I'm Connor Thompson.
I'm Michael Grueninger.
And I'm Nathan Branaman.
First topic today is wrestling. Do you think the semi-state qualifiers will make it on to state?
I think they're going to do pretty well, especially Jamichael and Logan. Logan's a little dude, but he's super feisty, and he's always been like that, even growing up. So I think he's going to do well, and Jamichael's just so big and strong. He's undefeated this year, so he's looking pretty good.
Like you said, Jamichael's obviously undefeated this season, and also some key wrestlers to look out for: Devontae Moore, David Garcia, and Cameron Brown, all qualified for state. But I think the main thing is they just need to stay healthy and continue to perform at a high level.
Yeah, wrestling's aggressive contact sport, I guess, and people are always getting injured, so that's probably the biggest key here. We need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So girls swimming got the sectional championship last weekend. Do you think they can move even farther?
Yeah, so they have state this weekend, but it's always going to be tough. It's almost like you're playing for second place. I hate to say that, because Carmel has won those so many years in a row. It's
30 plus.
I think it's like 40, 50. Is it 60 now?
Yeah, it's 30 something.
I don't know. It's really high up there, but it's like you're almost playing for second, which I hate. That's terrible, but like that's kind of what everybody's going for. So hopefully they'll do pretty well. I mean, we broke the sectional record on our one of our relays, so that's always good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's kind of crazy to think about how Carmel has won for that long, and you kind of see it in other sports as well. But just congratulations to the girls swimming team winning sectionals this past weekend. I went out and watched a little bit, and kind of just like talking to a couple of them. I mean, they're kind of saying what we said, and that they're not really looking to win, but they're looking to place higher than top 8 especially because there's a lot of good schools with a lot of good swimmers. But you never know, they could come back, and I've heard that they're a little bit of the underdog going into state. So we'll see if they can pull up a little bit of an upset.
That'll be good.
So boys basketball, they've had a rough season, but do you think they have time to get ready for sectionals?
It's a little late now, but you never know what's going to happen in tournament play. They did good last week by beating Gary Catholic, which they should have won by more, but a win's a win. Ugly win's better than a pretty loss, you know. And our sectional is really hard to win as well, so it'll be tough, but anything's possible.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, they've had a difficult season. They're a very young team. Their sectional is very tough to get out of. I'd say the game against Guerin, them beating, I don't think was a surprise. I think the surprise was how close it was.
Yeah.
If they want to even make an effort to win sectionals, they've got to take those games and really run away with it, just to build some more confidence.
Yeah.
Key players, Charlie Peterson scoring 22 points in that game. That's big. Especially, they need to be able to use him more of a key part in their offense.
Limit the turnovers too.
Big time.
So, what do you guys think about the whole Anthony Davis ordeal?
I don't like the whole thing. It makes me hate LeBron even more than I already did hate him. I think George's the GOAT. That's a different conversation.
Right.
But I just think it's messed up how there's no loyalty in the NBA anymore. Look at the Warriors, a super team they have. DeMarcus Cousins leaves. And I think it's ironic that Anthony Davis wore DeMarcus Cousins' jersey in the All-Star game last year to try to get him to stay. And Anthony Davis' dad talks about the Celtics have no loyalty, but then his son is abandoning this organization that they're trying to build him around. So I think the whole thing's awful. I think LeBron should be in trouble, not just Anthony Davis. If you look at it, LeBron takes him out to dinner, and then a month later,
he asks to be traded. Can you blame LeBron for wanting to have Anthony?
LeBron is the coach of that team.
Yeah, LeBron owns the Lakers, pretty much. He owns every team he plays on. So
or every team he will play on. And I agree with you in saying that there is kind of like that, I want to say like rigged factor in the NBA, but the whole like loyalty, I mean, Anthony Davis, he played a couple years with New Orleans. I mean, he's a great player. But to look at, broad in the spectrum, like Kyrie, his contract expires, and when asked where he's going to go, he said, you asked me he doesn't know until his contract ends. And so, like, a lot of players want to get on these teams and win these championships, especially because Anthony Davis and they aren't going to win the way they are right now. And so, there's a part of it, and he's chasing rings. He's trying to play on these super teams, but it's difficult, especially to watch teams like the Pacers, not like a location people necessarily want to go, but it doesn't attract as much talent. But just to not have the chance because all these teams are being built up by talent.
Speaking of that, after that 40-point loss to the Pacers, they might need him.
Yeah, the LA's not looking too great. That made me pretty happy. Like I said, I really hate LeBron.
I mean, Jordan is the GOAT.
Yeah, Jordan is a GOAT.
All right. Well, do you think that win for the Pacers gives them a little bit more hope with Oladipo out?
I think it'd give him hope. I don't think anybody in the Pacers really lost hope. I think it was almost more the fans and everybody around the league lost hope in the Pacers at that point, because it's like their star player, but they don't understand how hard the team's been working together and their chemistry. Yeah, they still have a good team. Like Donovan is doing pretty well. They've been winning their last couple of games. They've only lost.
Miles Turner had 20 points.
Yeah, and well, I think they've only lost one game since Victor's been out. So it's like he's not that big of a deal. And I hate to say, he was kind of a selfish player. He took most of the shots on the team. So it's almost like improving team chemistry by more passes, better shots. And we were on fire last night. We weren't missing very much.
And I think each superstar or star needs to have like a selfish factor to be good. So I do agree that, but I mean, without Victor, you saw like in those first couple of games that they lost, like how much the team missed him. And I'm looking out for players like Aaron Holiday, and players like that to step up, especially like Bogdanovich. Like those are big players that need to step up.
Scores.
Some scores for sure.
And it's kind of scary, the whole Victor Oladipo thing, because this is the same injury that ended Charles Barkley's career.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary. Hopefully he can make a healthy recovery and be back within the next year.
Well, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out all of our other videos. Thank you.